just a general question. What do you think it is about the fascination with sharks? I mean, Jaws just currently had a great anniversary. Candace, we can start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you're talking about Jaws. Jaws made sharks a big deal, right? For better or for worse, Jaws made sharks a big deal. And I think, people are attracted to risky, people are attracted to scary, and Jaws painting sharks in that light, I think, attracted people to sharks. Initially, sort of, right? Or made more people attracted to sharks. But from my perspective, I just think it's it's the flip side, like that it's such a misconceived notion that sharks are these sort of man-eating beasts that draws me to them. And so being someone who is hopefully able to help change the perspective on sharks is really what draws me to them.
Yeah, I think Candice summed it up very well. It's tricky to point to any one thing, but it is a it is a universal truth that sharks are just a big deal, and love them or hate them, yeah, people are very passionate about them either way. And yeah, and we could put that down to Jaws. It's just that the unknown, they live somewhere we don't know and understand. We don't know much about them compared to many other animals. So it's that draw to the mystery of them really that I think just keeps them always on our radar and just always captivating people.
Sometimes I feel like it's the way they portray themselves. I mean, I know, for example, dolphins, whales, they have no facial features, but sharks, they just go straight and then do this thing and that's it. Whales, dolphins, I mean, they jump, they entertain us. I feel like that's one of those features that keeps them so mysterious.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
with dolphins especially, right? Like bottlenose dolphins, they have this sort of permanent smile on them, and so that makes people think that, oh, this is a nice creature versus the sharks don't have that permanent, like everything's great sort of look to their faces, right? Some species have their teeth coming all out of them. So I think that, there's this weird shark versus mammal thing that people have in their minds when they're just two completely different types of animals. And so to compare them is actually kind of crazy when we should really compare sharks to other sharks, right? And so yeah, I think that kind of like Dan was saying, there's just this mystery about them that you can't necessarily glean what they're thinking at all. Um, and I think that's what people are kind of like scared of.
Well, hopefully maybe a shark entertains us with a jump or something and versus to just like in your backdrop. But Candace, let's start with you. Investigation, shark attack. You guys open up in Texas. Can you talk a little bit about your first episode?
Yeah, so the cool thing about the show is that it's multiple episodes that talk about multiple different places, and so we get to highlight a variety of different species and different habitats. The first episode, like you said, is about Texas, so the big focus is bull sharks and bull shark sort of nursery areas, estuaries, things like that. And we just talk about, reasons why sharks and humans might have overlapped in the first place in these areas, and then why, from the shark's perspective, would uh, there have been this negative interaction with the person, right? Was it because they were in both the shark and the person were in a place with heavy fish, heavy prey abundance for the shark? Was there something done by the person that, gave the shark some sort of stimulus to go and check out what was going on over there? So I think it's a cool sort of different type of show. And it through the different episodes, it really highlights how sharks have adapted to their environments, which are different and ever changing.
It's funny in the episode, it talks about how sometimes, sharks don't know, that humans are not, food for them and they just get confused, accidental. But then for humans, I mean, it's too late. They've been injured.
Right, right. It's just we're not people are not designed to withstand that sort of force typically, right? And especially depending on the location of a bite, it can be detrimental even if it's not that sort of major of a bite. And so yeah, it's one of those things that because of the way sharks investigate their environment, we are not, you know, formidable foes. We can't really stand up to the test of a shark just sort of figuring out what's going on.
So they're partially innocent.
Yeah, I mean, there's, we can never know the exact driver. We can only, sort of postulate what went on and speak to the situation um, generally, but oftentimes they are not actively out to get a person. They're not seeking out people to bite or to consume.
And Dan and the Sharks Up Close with Bertie Gregory, we get to learn about how people and sharks can live together and just creating a team to make this happen.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a really important topic, and it's great that the show is shining a light on this topic. In a changing world with a changing ocean, temperatures changing, ecosystems changing, human shark conflict is something that isn't going to go away. So it's good to see how a community has reacted to that and is learning to deal with it, really.
Tell me about your experience of getting to swim with the little fish, little sharks, because they look beautiful. And then there was the pajama shark?
Yeah, pajama sharks, cat sharks. Yeah, South Africa has got a real abundance of sharks. Yeah, a really huge variety. And the little sharks are cool. Um, there is a saying that any shark can ruin your day. So yeah, any shark you're diving with, you should treat it with respect. And yeah, be cautious. But the little sharks that are often overlooked are just as much fun to dive with as the big ones, the big glamorous ones.
Now tell me about your duty. You're a cinematographer, underwater cinematographer. I already think it's challenging just to be on dry land being a cinematographer. So now underwater, can you tell me about those challenges, the different challenges you face?
Sure. I mean, as an underwater cinematographer, you kind of start off as a diver first. So anyone that does this job has probably spent many years diving and making their diving second nature, really. So most of us are probably more comfortable diving than we are on land. So that very much comes first. Yeah, the diving becomes second nature. Your equipment becomes second nature. We do also have safety divers with us, so we have people watching our backs, watching out that we're not forgetting anything. And then my role on shoots like this is really to be a witness to the encounters that Bertie's having. And my aim on these dives is always to try and make the viewer feel like they're on the dive with us, really. So we try and use cameras and lenses that get shots that are as immersive as possible. We really want the viewer to feel like they're on this journey with us and they're underwater at the same time, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to let the viewer experience the underwater world as well.
A little bit that you guys cover is how the legal fishing is kind of jeopardizing prey for other fish like the white fish, the white shark. I keep calling them fish. The white
They
sharks.
are fish, yeah.
It's a really big fish.
Um,
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the white
so
shark.
that
So that's interesting that you guys are covering that.
yeah, I mean it's also an important topic. I mean there's always lots of research that's going into these things. It's one of the potential reasons that white shark population dynamics are changing in South Africa. A lot of their prey being taken out, forcing them into different areas, and that could be one of the things that is responsible for these shark human conflicts. We take away their prey, they go somewhere else that they're not normally, to an area where people aren't used to seeing them, and then these attacks happen. So yeah, that's one of the potential um, causes of the whole shark population dynamics changing.
I love Bertie. I love everything he does and the adventures he gets into. What was your experience working with him?
Yeah, Bertie's a great guy. So we've worked together many times now. This this wasn't the most challenging. This was a very challenging shoot. Not maybe not the most challenging shoot we've done together. He doesn't pick easy things to do. We should really go on a nice easy dive trip one time because he likes picking tough things to do. But yeah, he's a really great diver, really great cinematographer, and he's got a great passion for the animals. So yeah, he's really great to work with.
Yeah, I love him. I always tell him I need to start a fan club for you. But I'll get on it. I'll get on it. Both for your time and congratulations kicking off Sharkfest this year.
Thanks.
You're
Thanks,
Nice to meet
Nancy. Take
you.
care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.